Hello and welcome to season 2 of My Dad Listens to This. I'm Juliet, the daughter.
And I'm Kevin, the dad. The network didn't cancel us. You know why?
Why? Because we are the network.
Darn right.
Yeah, we're back for season 2, baby. And happy 2020, everyone. The first episode of the new year. But before we tell you what we're listening to, my dad has an announcement for one of our favorite listeners, Peg in Colorado. Dad, take it away.
Hi, Peg. You had posted a post, wondering why we didn't have Taylor Swift or Adele on our 20 for 20 show. And the reason is that we just picked songs that we have on CD. And I don't have Taylor Swift and I don't have Adele on CD. But I will say this for Adele, with her song Skyfall. She gave us the most memorable James Bond song in the past 30 years. Like the last one I can remember really well was View to a Kill. So she's got that going for her. Also, I like her non-ballady stuff. She does some interesting stuff.
You mean on her 19 album?
Yeah, and her 21 album.
I would say that my favorite James Bond song is You Know My Name by Chris Cornell, but, to each their own. All right.
Yeah, but that pretty much went nowhere fast.
Yeah, and also...
Unless you've watched the movie.
Yeah, and also just to show you something that I found interesting was there was this post of modern pop divas, and from the way she was talking, she said, Adele, soulful voice, good look, wonderful songwriter, and then they said, all right, now describe Taylor Swift. Beautiful gowns, and that was all she said. So that just shows you where the Queen of Soul stands on this. All right.
Okay,
hey,
moving
Dad,
forward. Yes, Jules.
You know what I want? What I really, really want?
No, tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
I wanna talk
about the Spice Girls.
Okay, and that's what we're doing.
That's
yes.
Gonna be my favorite intro ever on this show.
They were the biggest British pop success since...
Obvious. The Beatles.
And they were also the most widely recognized group of individuals since John, Paul, George, and Ringo. The best-selling female group of all time. 80 million records sold worldwide. The concept of girl power exploded into social consciousness, and they also collectively won a Razzie for Worst Actress for the movie Spice World.
People love the movie Spice World, though. That has like a big cult following.
I know, but that's an achievement unto itself. As a collective, they won a Razzie for Worst Actress.
I mean, some people... I don't think it really matters because people are still going to love that movie. Like, there are plenty of people who have won Razzies where people still watch their movies. But few people go to accept them. Like, Halle Berry accepted hers and Sandra Bullock accepted hers.
They're good sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem I have with Spice World is they have this big bus that doesn't have a bathroom.
Yeah, someone pointed that out to Mel B on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I forgot what she said, though.
Oh.
Maybe they just stopped in public places. But I also kind of want to see that because I want to see what Roger Moore does as the villain. Anyway,
no, he was their manager.
But I thought he was the evil manager.
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
Continue.
Sporty, scary, posh baby, and ginger. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you...
The Spice Girls!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And way back in February 1994, 25 years ago,
Damn.
Chris and Bob Herbert, also known as Heart Management, placed an ad in Stage magazine asking, are you street smart, extrovert, ambitious, and able to sing and dance? They got hundreds of replies and whittled them down to Victoria Adams, Melanie Brown, Melanie Chisholm, Jerry Halliwell, and Michelle Stevenson, who had to drop out when her mother became ill.
So that's how Emma came in.
So Emma Bunton was the last to join. They moved into a house together in Maidenhead, Berkshire, and spent most of '94 practicing songs written for them and working on dance routines. They weren't satisfied with Heart Management because they weren't listening to the girls' ideas. Heart wanted them to sign a contract due to interest in the group, but Victoria's father advised them not to do it.
Good for him.
They signed with Simon Fuller of 19 Management and signed with Virgin Records in 1995.
Okay.
As for the name, they had a song called Sugar and Spice. Jerry suggested they name themselves Spice. They changed it to the Spice Girls after a rapper was already using the name Spice.
Oh.
Wannabe, their debut single, was released in the UK in July of '96. The song proved to be a global hit, hitting #1 in 37 countries and becoming not only the biggest selling debut album by an all debut single, by an all-female group, but also the biggest selling single by an all-female group of all time.
Wow. And no one's broken that record since?
Nope.
Nice.
Say You'll Be There was next. It was a song that broke them in the United States, debuting at number 11 on the Hot 100 chart. Now, it was the highest entry for a non-American debut act, beating out the Beatles' I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
Where was that?
Yep.
Where was that?
What do you mean, where was that?
Where was I Wanna Hold Your Hand?
Number 12?
Okay, it was below 11.
Yeah, it was below 11. And my favorite, the highest entry overall for a debut act, period, beating out Alanis Morissette's Ironic. Suck on that, Alanis. I can't stand her.
No, really? Tell us how you really feel, Dad, about Alanis Morissette.
I'm not fond of her.
The only times he's ever liked her was when she was in Dogma as God and when she was in Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, and that's it.
Because in Dogma, she doesn't say a word, and because in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry puts the screws to her at the end.
Internet, you can come after him all you want. He's not going to care.
I don't care.
No.
Your sarcasm bullets just bounce off me.
Ka-pling!
Anyway, the album Spice was released in the United States in February of 97 and sold 7.4 million copies. Overall, it sold 28 million copies, becoming the biggest selling album by an all-female group ever.
Good for them.
In October of 97, they released Spice Up Your Life from Spice World,
I love Spice Up Your Life.
which came out a month later. And they also decided to fire their manager and manage themselves.
Oh, no.
And then came the backlash.
Huh?
Overexposure at home, releasing a second album months after their debut, which, this is a problem?
Why is that a problem?
I don't know, like back in the 60s and 70s, artists used to do maybe 2 albums a year.
They're making a
You're
living.
just cranking out.
Gotta earn their daily bread somehow.
And they also had diminishing chart positions.
Oh, no.
The Spice World Tour started in February of 98, and in May of 98, Jerry announced she was leaving the group due to exhaustion.
Which one was this?
Jerry.
No, which Spice?
Oh, Ginger.
Ginger, okay. I thought it was
First
Ginger.
known as Sexy Spice, but they decided to change it because they realized that their audience was going to be teenage girls and they wanted to be more friendly.
Empowering.
So they changed it to Ginger because of her red hair and attitude.
It's easy.
It was not a tribute to Ginger Baker. Anyway, the tour still went on, selling out 40 dates. The rest of the girls recorded their third and final album called Forever, which didn't do that great, even though the debut single Goodbye went to number 1 in the UK during Christmas time, making it their third consecutive number 1 Christmas single, tying themselves with
The Beatles.
the Beatles.
We're
Yes,
hearing them a lot, aren't we?
you probably have. They reunited for a tour in 2007. Then they reunited again in 2012 for the London Olympics.
Oh, they were so good.
Their appearance was the most tweeted event of the entire Olympics, averaging at 116,000 tweets per minute.
Yoy.
Minus Victoria Adams, now Beckham, they reunited in 2018 doing a 13-date European tour.
Yeah, people weren't happy she didn't show up.
Yeah, well,
Including the
they said
girls.
she's got the fashion business going on, and I'm sure being married to David Beckham's a full-time job and raising the kids. But the kids are like, they're like 19 and
teens,
20
right?
now.
Yeah, they're not little anymore.
As for like solo lives, let's see. I know Jerry went on to become United Nations ambassador for a while.
Good for her.
Um,
Mel B is on America's Got Talent as a judge.
Thank you. I wasn't sure what show that was. Last saw Emma on an episode of
The American, okay, the Great.
Elsie's up to, and is that everyone?
Well, let's see. We did. There's Baby, Ginger, Posh, Scary, and Sporty.
Yep.
Do we got everyone?
Yep, we tagged everyone.
Okay.
Okay, now as for the album, you want to know how did I come across this album?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it was in Circuit City at a listening station.
Rest in peace, Circuit City. And if you don't know what that is,
Then you're too young.
okay.
Anyway, they had a listening station. I listened to the whole album and thought, wow, this is better than I thought it was going to be, because I kept hearing about them thinking, some, prefab girl group, it's probably going to stink. But it didn't. And as for the album itself, believe it or not, they get songwriting credit on every single song on the album.
They do.
And it was a group effort with the girls, especially Jerry, who had kept notebooks of ideas for years.
Cool.
And the way that they would write songs is they would throw out ideas and lines and eventually have things fine-tuned with mostly with songwriters Richard Stannard and Matthew Rowe. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, none of the vocals are auto-tuned since that did not exist.
Yo, good for them.
So what you got was what you got.
Nice.
And the album was recorded between 1995 and 1996 and was released in September of 96. Thus, Spice Mania was born.
That must have been a good year for you. 96, you married Mom, and the Spice Girls came out with their first album.
Yeah, and in that order, too.
Yeah.
Hi there. And just an aside, to this day, the Spice Girls still create controversy. Because when I told Andy that this was the next album we were going to review, he asked me if I owned it. And I said yes. And then he just looked at me for about 10 seconds, absolutely speechless, like I ran over his dog. He doesn't have a dog, but it was like I ran out, I bought him a dog and said, "Hey, watch this," and I ran over his dog.
Oh, God.
Now, the thing I love best about this album and also the Spice World album, I don't have Forever, so
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Because
But with
since Jerry left, you just didn't want to bother?
right, us real fans, we only stick with the 5.
Yeah, thanks. Yep. Mm-hmm. Looking at you, Pentatonics.
But what I love about both these albums is you get 10 songs in 40 minutes, and that's it. There's no in-between skit filler nonsense that a lot of acts were doing at that time because CDs hold 80 minutes of music, and some acts felt that they had to use every single minute.
No, you don't.
And the Spices could have easily done that, but they did not. And to this day, I have to say, beyond the Mells, I still have a problem identifying who's who on vocals, and thankfully, there are videos. So I watched those and I realized, okay, now I know who's doing what.
Well, I can identify Emma and Mel B and Victoria Beckham, but that's it.
Oh, wow, you're better at identifying Victoria than I am. Jerry I'm good with, Emma I'm good with, but Victoria's tough for me to pick out.
Because I used to get her and Mel B, like, confused in terms of their voice. Because, like, I didn't really watch a lot of Spice Girls music videos, so I kind of assumed, oh, this one must be this one, and this one must be this one. But when I watched it, I'm like, oh, no, that's her.
Yeah. Plus, both the Mells, I mean, the reason I can pick them out is because their voices are so distinctive and they're very strong vocally. They both have really, really good voices.
All right, you ready?
Let's
do this. First, Wannabe. My fondest memory of this song is when I took sex ed class my senior year of high school. Why did I take it senior year, you ask? Because at the time I was taking a CPR course and sex ed was a required part of the curriculum in every health class we took, irregardless. So we did an activity called Sex Ed A to Z, where we think of something related to sex for every letter of the alphabet. For Z, most people put zygote, but one girl wrote zig-a-zag ah, and no one believed her that it was a real thing. And I piped up, no, she's right, that's from the Spice Girls. And everyone knew the song instantly. And it's such a good song. If you play this at a dance, every girl will scream and start singing along. I love how it opens with the sound of footsteps running in and a girl laughing because it sets the tone of the whole song. To me, it sounds like she's late to the recording session, but she's not sorry because she had a good time. I argue what makes this song catchy is the back and forth and then the music underscoring it, which I think is a piano, the dun, but I'm not sure. And then the rap break in the middle is always fun to sing along with, so here's the story from A to Z.
And one of these days, I'm going to learn that entire rap.
Me too. The line "friendship never ends" can sound corny, but these aren't innocent little girls. No. They want to slam your body down, wind it all around, and have some zig-a-zag ah. Wow. But they're just looking for a fun romp in the sack, and then they'll discuss it with the girls the next morning. And who knows, maybe they'll even swap. Can't think of a better opener they could have picked for this album.
Okay, yes, it opens with the immortal line, yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I really, really want my zig-a-zig ah. Which could mean everything or nothing. Who knows? It's their girl power manifesto, damn it. I think it means whatever you want it to mean. It's just open to interpretation.
I think it means she wants to meet up with some guy and,
That's because your mind is just always in the gutter.
I know, it is.
I know. I'm
All
so
right.
proud. That song is catchy as anything. And again, like you, I love that rap. One day I'm gonna learn it all.
Yep.
But I think it just nails the personalities of each of the girls. And just starting off with that song, you realize this is a group that will not be denied.
No, they won't. All right, next song. Say You'll Be There. The second song proves that not every single song on this album will sound the same. First, there's the nice little pop and crackle of vinyl, which I always find pleasant and comforting to listen to. Then there's a chatter of people talking in the background, and when the beat drops, we're in the club with the Spice Girls. Nice little touches are also the chimes, which just make me smile because chimes are sometimes used to convey magic, and I was not expecting that harmonica solo, but whoever played that, go off! The message of the song is nice and rather mature. Guy loves girl, girl doesn't know if she loves guy, I'm guessing she thinks she doesn't, but all she wants is for him to be there, and that's kind of nice and wholesome. Just be there for me as a friend, or just be there next to me when I wake up in the morning so I'm not alone in bed. This is also an instance where the repetition of the chorus works well to get stuck in your head. However, my one critique is that the spoken part of the song doesn't work as well as opposed to the rap and wannabe. It just doesn't quite fit the tone of this song.
Okay, you mean the part, I promise you'll love you.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've listened to this album since, 96, 97. You'd think I'd know all the words by now, but I still don't.
No.
This is their G-Funk move and a bit of street cred. Now, do you know what G-Funk is?
No.
Gangsta funk.
Okay.
Like, you hear that, wee, 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 wee. That's totally straight out of Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, it's the bit for street cred, and you got like the crowd noise in the back. Like, I always look at it as like some outdoor barbecue street party there in the hood. But I can't imagine any of them drinking 40s and cruising in their lowrider. But that's just me. And yes, the harmonica's a nice touch. I mean, everything that I've read, like searching online, that always gets mentioned as like the standout part of the song. And it is a nice touch.
Do we know who plays it?
I know it's in the credits, and I just can't remember the person's name, but it's out there.
Whoever you are, you did awesome.
But yeah, it's definitely, nice sing-along chorus, and at first I thought it was like another one of these friendship things, but then, I think it's, guy and girl type of thing, because it's got that thing about, if you can't solve this equation, then I guess I'll have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
For years, I thought it was, if you can solve this equation, I guess I'll have to say goodbye. And I always wondered, well, why is it so bad that he can solve the equation? Then last week, I pulled out the CD booklet and actually looked at the lyrics and can't. And I thought, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So, like, whoever sings that line,
Enunciate, articulate, exaggerate.
that could be Victoria. I don't know.
Uh,
Anyway.
Next song, which is probably my favorite new song that I've listened to Become One. Now, when I was taking notes on this song, I put down, I was just watching Batman before listening to this, and all I could think of with the title is how when Batman puts Etrigan back into Jason Blood's body, he says, "The witch is evil now, and do make the one from one is two." That's just in my notes, but it has nothing to do with this song. That's my short little tangent. Anyway, Spice Girls get sensual. We have the romantic strings, the stereotypical sexy drums, and the brush, and they sound like sweet little angels. I know I'd be bowled over if they started singing to me like this. I'd be like, "Oh, girl, stop."
I'd be like,
Yeah, exactly.
hello, nurse.
I wish you'd take care of me. If these words are true that we said, then may lightning strike us dead.
Anyway,
Look up Animaniacs, folks. At first I thought this song was going to be a sort of honeymoon song, like how they're both excited for the night that lies ahead. Then as the song that goes on, you realize there's a lot more nuance than that. These two had a fight, but this isn't makeup sex. They've resolved the issue between them in a healthy way, as it sounds from the song, and now they're going to have a nice night together because they've missed each other so much while they were fighting. And I think that's beautiful. I sang along to this song as if I knew it my whole life, and I didn't want it to end. I didn't have to chug out, if I didn't have to chug out this whole album for the podcast, I would have gone back and rewound it instantly. I don't think this is a song every man would want to hear played in the bedroom, but it's so sweet. Girls must have gone gaga for it.
Okay, this is definitely the hot and heavy number. And I gotta say, I love the PSA towards the end.
Oh, which part?
The public service announcement. Be a little bit wiser, baby. Put it on. Put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man up and put the damn rubbers on, and if you complain you feel less, tough shit.
Whoa!
Hey, you taught me that.
So anyway, yeah, so this is like, oh yeah, go and get on type of thing. But you watched the video? Have you ever seen the video?
I've only seen the first few parts of it where it's like they're in different cities.
No, it's just New York City. It's different parts of New York City. And I thought it was really interesting because it would have been so easy to be like this, chicka wow, chicka wow. But it's just them in different parts of the city singing the song, and the world is just going by them so fast behind them. And I was just mesmerized by the visuals.
Maybe how they're trying to show in the minute that, like, when you're with somebody who's really special to you, time slows down while the rest of the world goes by.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I really like this song. I think it's sung really well, and it's kind of like you kind of need a break after the craziness of Wannabe and the partying of Say You'll Be There. And then...
Love Thing. So if I was floating on cloud 9 from 2 Become 1, this song was the Spice Girls pushing me off that cloud and me crash landing back on Earth. It's a very good song, but the transition is jarring. It's like, hey, what happened to that night of bliss we were talking about earlier? Why are you attacking me all of a sudden?
It's the morning after.
Oh, god damn it. However, when the shock wears off, their tone is more matter-of-fact than angry. This is what they want from this person, take it or leave it. Although it does feel like they're shouting at you in all directions. My favorite lyric is, pity the mister that comes between me and my sisters, because it reminds me of a lyric in the song Sisters from White Christmas.
Well, that's the exact line. Yeah.
Don't know if this... it was the reference that they were going for, obviously. And Smile. This song proves once again the songs of the album sound very different from one another and do not blend.
No, they don't. But is that a requirement? Should they?
Well, no. I thought it was interesting how you posed this question in our 20 Songs for 2020 episode, where you were talking about how you theorized that maybe pop music isn't meant to be remembered anymore. And I think you can remember most of the songs on this album.
Oh, yeah.
Heard them.
But this was also back in 1997.
I don't know. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the song?
Yeah, it's so in your face, because it's like, doom, da-doom, 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 ow. And they're just... and the first thing is like, they don't want to know about that love thing.
No.
And they're just like so in your face and just so demanding. And I love that rap in the middle. You know, with the girls from Spice, you want to get with us, you better think twice, and God help the mister that gets between me and my sisters. But then in the sister songs, it's also God helps the sister
who comes between me and my man.
Yep. But I just love the brashness of it. They're just so, they mean it, man.
They do.
And it's just so catchy. Again, love this song. Love all the songs on this.
All right. Well, Last Time Lover. This song is okay. I don't think it works as well as the other songs on the album. I think there's too much of speaking on the beat as opposed to singing. Don't get me wrong, sometimes having a bit of spoken lyrics in a song works really well to emphasize an emotion.
You mean with a low voice like this?
Yeah, it's just that I feel like the majority of the song was spoken, save for the background vocals. I think they were going for an intimate effect, which worked with a couple of the lyrics, but it felt like she was talking a little too close to me for most of the song. She also sounds like she's trying to be a bad girl, but I know the Spice Girls really aren't bad girls. They like to have fun. It doesn't really fit the image I have of them in my head. I did like the lyric, we got up and down to it like the dirty bass in the music, because it was so witty, so props to whoever wrote that lyric. But other than that, skippable song number 1.
Oof, number 1.
Out of 2.
Oof.
That's it. That's it, though. That's it.
Well, I love the heavy beat that kicks this off, and this song makes me do the white man's overbite.
The white man's overbite. Oh God! If only you could see what my dad's doing now. He's biting his lip and he's moving his. It's tough to describe, but if you ever run into him one day, ask him what it is.
Well, I can't remember who came up with that phrase. If it was Eddie Murphy or Billy Crystal.
Probably
Eddie
like, Murphy.
Hey, you gonna do the white man's overbite? And then, Yep, I don't care. I don't care how stupid I look. During the song, I love it. And I actually had to look this up. I've always wondered this. What the heck is a dirty bass cymbal? I looked it up, and I actually found a YouTube video showing the difference between what a clean cymbal and a dirty one sound like.
Okay.
And the dirty one has a little deeper sound, which I like better. Like the clean cymbal has more of a pinging, kind of annoying sound. But I guess over time, the more you play the cymbals, and if you don't clean them, you get like this nice, not earthy song, but I guess for cymbals, it's as earthy as it's gonna get.
Do your cymbals sound like that now?
No, I need to like wear them out more.
Ah, touche.
But yeah, what else can I say about this song? But works for me, especially with when she sings like this. I really don't have a problem with that.
I don't know, I just don't think it fit. Next song, Mama. I bet the first time their mothers heard this song, they bawled their eyes out. It's so sweet, and it's a song any girl who had or has a rocky relationship with their mother can relate to. There's a lot of
Can you relate to this song?
I'm getting there. There's a lot of truth in it, and in the songwriting credits, all the Spice Girls get credit. You can tell they know what they're talking about. I'm not on the other side of that rocky relationship yet, but one day I will be. When the acoustic...
What's the other side of the rocky relationship? Were you like the good side?
Smooth sailing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not, I don't anticipate my relationship with Mom's going to get any worse over time.
Is it still tempest-tossed now?
Depends. Anyway, when the acoustic guitar started playing, I thought that the Spice Girls were going to go country, but they didn't. There are a lot of crappy pop songs that use acoustic guitar, but this isn't one of them. One interesting detail is that there are backup singers with this song. From the Spice Girls songs that I've listened to, as far as I can remember anyway, I don't remember them using backup singers a whole heck of a lot. I also don't remember hearing a lot of men in the background either. Maybe
well, they actually used a choir. The producer thought it would be a nice touch. They went out, found a choir, and
it makes sense, maybe it's to send moms an outpouring of love. Very nice song, and definitely appropriate for Mother's Day.
The Spice Girls? How about the Nice Girls?
Aww.
The way that they wrote this song was, they each went into a separate corner, and wrote the verse about their mom.
Aww. That's so cute.
But rooms only have 4 corners, and there's 5 of them.
Maybe Jerry went outside.
I don't know.
Or maybe two of them shared a corner.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Wow, ours only has 3.
Maybe they shared a corner, but they turned their backs away from each other so they couldn't see what they were writing.
Or maybe there was corner rotation going on.
I don't know.
But anyway, I think the acoustic guitar is like, okay, it's going to be a sensitive song kind of thing. And it's a whole thing about, like, the whole mother-daughter thing about, I gave you a hard time when I was a teenager, and now that I'm older and I'm out on my own, I can appreciate all those things you did for me. And maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need to live on your own to realize,
I need to move out.
Oh, crap. They did a lot. Even my dad did some stuff.
I know you've done some stuff.
Well, your mom's done stuff, too.
Yeah, she has.
Anyway, this is a music podcast. So.
Yes, this is not an emotional therapy podcast. Next song. Who do you think you are? Spice Girls Go Disco. When the first verse started, I thought, this is going to be okay. Then the chorus kicked in, and I sang this song as if I knew it my whole life. Another reason the Spice Girls are good, they write a chorus that grabs you immediately and set it to the catchiest music. I love the message of this song. You're acting all hot with that flaming ego of yours when you haven't done anything to get here, so this is how you work it to get to the top. Makes me wonder if the Spice Girls were possibly throwing shade at anyone in the British music industry that was as successful as they were, but didn't really earn it and weren't all that talented. Just some food for thought. Great dance song about how you need to work for a living. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
The thing I like about this song is Mel C just owns this song. She owns it. She's just like so in your face about it. And then at the end when they're still doing the swing and shake it, move it, make it, and she's just going off on her own. What do you call it? Not scatting, but I guess vamping, vocal vamping, if you want to call it. But I just love the chorus, swing it, shake it, move it, make it. It took me a while to get it down, but chorus. Totally worth it. Okay.
Yeah, see?
It's not really that outstanding. I think it's because it doesn't have that Spice personality to it. Like, it could kind of almost be anyone.
It's like, you know how they joke about how white people aren't used to spice and all we can handle are mayonnaise? That's what this song is.
What?
Oh, do you know the stereotype that white people can't handle spice and they have, like, really bad, like, dull taste buds?
No.
That white people don't season their food? This is the unseasoned song of the album.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who loves Mexican food.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's probably the Portuguese in you and the Portuguese in me.
I was going to say, it's my Iberian.
Yeah, because we're used to aromatic foods. Anyway.
But anyway, you know, when this song comes on, I've never skipped over it.
Really?
I just listen to it and it's okay.
All right.
It's not bad. So I guess for me, there are 9 Stone Cold classics on this song and 1 song that's okay.
All right, next song, Naked.
Hey, you said naked.
Okay, this song is very different and an interesting experiment, but it's not for me. I like the subject matter. This is a hardened femme fatale who looks for a man, and not everything goes smoothly. And I do like the lyric, she wants to play seek and hide, no one to hide behind. However, there are 2 points where the song loses me. First is a sort of spoken narration that gives the listeners this girl's backstory. To me, it sounds a bit too much like, here we find this girl in a natural habitat. Which, once I had that running through my head, made the song seem a bit silly. Then there's that weird-ass phone call that sounds like something a murderer would say in a horror movie before everything goes straight to hell.
I'd rather be hated than pitied.
Yeah, click. I think to me this song sounds like a rough draft that needed a bit more editing. Interesting premise, but one that can maybe use a remake or a touch-up.
Well, you know what? After all these years, I still don't know what this song is about.
I don't either.
And I don't care.
Okay, well, good for you.
It's definitely different and weird, and maybe someday I'll understand it all. But, you know, I love Baby's over the phone interlude. That line about I'd rather be hated than pitied gets me every time. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, don't pity me. I'd rather you hate me instead. It's like, yeah, you go, girl.
I'm Emma effing Bunton.
That's right.
And I'm going to host the Great British Baking Show one day. The
baby,
American version.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this like...
Oh my God, she's bubblicious.
Oh my God, she is.
Oh my God, for those of you who don't know, it's the episode of the Powerpuff Girls where Bubbles all of a sudden becomes tough overnight. This is Emma Bunton's bubblicious moment.
I guess it is.
Oh my God.
And, you know, I like I said, to me it's just a weird song, but I love it. It's just so different. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe do I really want to know what it's about? I don't know. I'd hate to lose the mystery of it all because it always keeps me coming back for more.
Let me put it this way. If they told me what it was about, I'd be grateful, but I'm not going to go actively seeking the meaning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Final song, If You Can't Dance. The only other person I think I've ever seen use the letter U in a song title in their lyrics is Prince. That's just an observation. Does anyone else really use the letter U?
Yeah, some people do, but he used it the most. He doesn't use it anymore.
'Cause he's dead.
Sorry,
Prince. I really like this song, and I think it's a pretty solid closer. It's also really weird to remember that Keanu Reeves was a sexual icon in the 90s, considering we're going through the Keanu-sance right now, and everyone is marveling at how the dude never ages. People still find him hot to this day. I think what oddly makes this song work is how the chorus sounds almost robotic, because it's so precise on the beat, and that's what makes it catchy. Now, these poor girls are in a predicament. The only guys they're interested in them are either not their type, and when they find someone drop-dead gorgeous, he can't dance. Drat. However, this is the second song where I can hear a guy singing in the background, and he's matching the beat of the girls when they sing together. However, while he might be able to keep time on the dance floor, maybe he's not a cutie because it seems like the Spice Girls are ignoring him. Oh well, better luck next time, guy. Then we have the Spanish lyrics and a hint of acoustic guitar. I think the guitar works really well, and I guess the Spice Girls got away with saying dirty things by singing in another language.
Did you go on Google Translate?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty clever, except most people nowadays speak Spanish, so maybe try another language if you don't want people to know what you're saying next time, because more people are going to know what that means now. Anyway, fun closer to dance to.
I love this song. I've never heard a male voice in that. Is it the if you can't dance, doing that?
No, it's before that. It sounds like there's this guy that comes in the background, and he's just a hair off their tempo, so maybe it's a guy trying to show he can dance, but he can't. If you go back and listen, you can hear a really deep voice, and it's not one of the Mels or Victoria singing it. It's a dude.
Okay, because it's kind of like down here.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought it was one of them.
I don't think it is.
I'll have to go back and listen.
Unless they distorted it in the studio?
No, I don't think so. I think it was probably just, they were probably told, or maybe, I like the flatness of the if you can't dance chant.
That's what I was talking about with the robotic.
Yeah.
If you can't dance, if you can't dance.
Yeah, and I think one of them, they got their voice deep enough to do that. And I love the sliding bass line. through the whole thing. I love Mel B getting all Cockney. And
She's a Cockney girl.
And the Spanish rap, it all works. It's just like these different things, but it all comes together.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I just highlighted and copied the whole thing, put it in the Google Translate, and boy, did my eyebrows lift.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. So now I know what the rap means, and it contains one naughty line. And yeah, I like the message that if you don't have rhythm on the floor, you probably don't have rhythm in
other places,
other areas.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult.
But yeah, I thought the line about the Keanu was hilarious.
Yeah, especially now, because it's like, he is back. He's back in a big way.
Whether we want him or not.
Oh, I want him back. I think it's fun.
Did he ever really go away?
He didn't, but it's like John Wick gave him another movie franchise to be successful in again. And I hope Bill and Ted 3 is good.
Because there's not going to be a Rufus.
No, but...
So who's going to be working the phone booth? Is there even going to be a phone booth?
Well, do you want to hear what I know?
Yeah, what do you know?
Their daughters are involved.
Okay, I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, but what are they going to do without Rufus? He's always the one who saves their ass in the end.
Yeah, I know.
So...
Now, the interesting thing I want to know is the princess babes that they rescued in...
Bill and Ted 1.
Are they going to be in the third movie? And is it going to be the original actresses who play them going to be in the movie?
I hope they do. I'd love to see them again. I don't want it to be the thing in the third movie where it's like, oh, we got divorced or we got separate. It's like, no, Bull, if you go back and watch the first movie, they love those princesses and the princesses love them.
Dude, I can't believe our wives died in that accident. Anyway, this is...
Oh, no, you know what would be hilarious? Who is it? Who's the stepmom that's so young and marries both their dads?
Oh, yeah.
What if it turns out that she steals the princesses too?
Oh, my God.
Anyway, all right.
Anyway,
back to the album. This
back
is
to
a
the
music
album.
podcast, not the Talk About Bill and Ted podcast.
Okay, so that's the 10 songs. I love this album. I love this album, and I love this album. I would put it in maybe my top 50, maybe almost, I don't know about 25, but definitely my top 50 of favorite all-time albums.
Nice. All right.
And, wow. I was going to say, given the choice between this one or Spice World...
Given the choice between the two of you...
Oh, man. I think I would go with the first album.
Okay.
I mean, I like Spice World, but I love this album.
No apologies at all.
For those of you out there who are asking, yes, but, Dad,
Yes, Dad.
Who's your favorite Spice?
Oh, do you have one?
Oh, of course I do.
Who?
Oh, gotta be Ginger.
Okay.
Cause she's always come across to me as like a smarty pants.
You must have hated it when she was the one who broke up the band then.
It was like, hey, well, like I said, for me it was over right then and there. That was it. But, it first started with, I thought, well, maybe my favorite one is Victoria. But it was just like, I'm waiting for a personality. Okay, she's just not going to ever look happy and not say anything. She's like too cool for the room. And then, like I said, Jerry was just like this in-your-face smarty pants. And I just like that bold quality.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Victoria because the first time I ever saw her without putting two and two together that she was a Spice Girl was at the royal wedding for William and Kate. She and David Beckham got invited and she scared me because she was just determined. I'm going to get in that church and I'm going to sit down. But also the outfit she was wearing was she had this hat on where it was she had a wire spear coming out of it. If you Google it, it's a pretty femme fatale hat. So she kind of creeped me out.
So if you get near me, I'm going to poke you.
I'm going to stab you. Yeah, that was kind of what it was. But I guess if I had to pick somebody, just because I've seen her, probably Mel B, because I love hearing her talk. She has such a thick Cockney accent, but it's not Eliza Doolittle. It's her own thing, and it's beautiful to listen to. Mm-hmm. And this is the theater bias here, but she's done Broadway twice.
Really?
She's always gotten good reviews, yes. She was Maureen in Rent, and she played Roxy in Chicago.
Interesting.
Yeah, she did really well. And there's a funny side story about this. She had to learn how to do the American accent for it, and her kids kind of have an American accent because, she lives in New York now.
And didn't she have some kids with Eddie Murphy?
I don't know.
Or Mike?
You're probably making that up. But,
No,
Are you?
they had a thing for a while. I don't know if she cranked out any kids for him. He's got 10 kids.
Well, I don't know. But it's like her kids are American, so they were helping her practice her American accent, and one of them went, "Mom, you sound like a pirate." But she worked on it. And then the other story I heard was they did an interview for it, and they said, "Do you still talk to the rest of the Spice Girls regularly?" And she said, "Yeah." And then she said one of them, I guess, had was going to have a baby and texted her, "Darling, I'm sorry, I can't have tea with you today. I'm going into labor. Talk to you some other time."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one thing I left out.
Yes.
Some allegedly last year they were starting to work on an animated movie with themselves as superheroes.
Oh, I'd watch that. That sounds fun.
And I guess they're in the process of finding a director. That's the last I heard about it.
Have they signed with the studio yet?
Paramount Animation.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do good stuff.
Which I didn't realize they had an animation thing.
Well, hey, if you're a director, by any chance, and you hear this, and you're sitting out there looking for a new project, what are you waiting for? It's the Spice Girls. You're going to make a crap ton of money. Just do it, man.
Okay, so now that you know who my favorite Spice is and Juliet's
Mine.
is, who's yours? Let us know.
Yeah, leave it in the comments when I post this episode. So, my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
Overall, Spice is a pretty great album. Is every song perfect? Nah. But I marvel at how these women were able to write songs that each had a different tone, when nowadays most pop just kind of blends into one another. Most of these songs you can't get out of your head, but why would you want to? And to all the haters out there, the Spice Girls can't hear you because they're busy laughing their way to the bank. Great party album, and maybe they should get more respect for all their work they put in getting their careers off the ground. And hey, listen, if my dad, who is 100% heterosexual, likes this album, then maybe you need to go back and give this a listen to see what you've been missing. Maybe my white girl is showing, but I really like the Spice Girls. Today England, tomorrow the world!
Well,
That should be the slogan for their movie.
so what are you implying here? That normally heterosexual men would not like this album?
Not really butch
You're like
men.
looking at like five hotties.
Not really butch.
Kind of helps.
Well, yeah, but like the music people would be like, ugh, that's girly.
Well, see, the thing is, it's like, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am a sucker for Primo Air candy.
Yeah, but it has to be $10 candy, not like a cheap.
Right,
wet.
but I mean, music. I mean, you've known looking at my collection. Music-wise, I am all over the place.
You
I mean,
are.
I've got the Dead Kennedys, I've got X, I've got Beatles, Rolling Stones, The Clash, and I also have the Spice Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And
And a certain other pop diva we'll probably cover later on.
oh yeah, we're not letting that cat out of the bag yet,
Nope,
folks.
nope.
Somewhere,
We got a few.
somewhere down the road, maybe.
Somewhere down the road. All right, as always, thank you for listening to another episode of My Dad Listens to This. If you liked the video, smash that like button. If you didn't like that video, too bad. We're making more and we're not canceling ourselves.
And then you can find us on what?
Okay, so if you follow me on Facebook, I post the episodes to Facebook. If you follow me on Twitter, I post the episodes on Twitter. If you follow My Dad Listens to This on Tumblr, I post the episodes on Tumblr. And if you are friends with my dad and want to get the episodes just through him, I can have him email them to you. So, if
Are we ever gonna do Apple someday?
Apple what? Oh, Apple Podcasts?
No, getting him on Apple, whatever their thing is.
I have to do some research.
iTunes, that's
iTunes,
it.
yeah.
The iTunes thing.
I'll have to look into iTunes.
Okay, because people keep asking me, because I tell them, oh, you guys on iTunes? Like, no, we're on Instagram and Twitter
We're
and
not on Instagram.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what are they?
but-
Tumblr and
Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook.
TTF. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay.
And if you want to let us know what you thought specifically about this episode, leave us some comments. Also comment below, as we said again, who's your favorite Spice Girl and why. And if you want to be notified when we upload, hit the subscribe button or tap the bell. That way you can be notified as soon as the episodes come out. All right, this has been My Dad Listens to This. We'll be back next time with another album to nitpick and gripe about. Bye!
And next album, we'll tell you what we really, really, really like or really, really don't like.
Yeah. Anyway, spice up your life. Good night.